don't you just talk a little bit about the weekend? Obviously, the big win against Northern Arizona, split overall. Just kind of your thoughts on the win and the weekend as a whole.
Yeah, no, Thursday was really fun. It was a great weekend. We had to show some resiliency. We definitely had control in the first 2 sets and felt like we were going to run away with it in 3. But NAU stormed back, and I think it was a good test to have a 5-setter at home in ways that, felt a little scary. And we reverse swept them in Flagstaff, so it felt there was a part of my brain that was like, all right, this is happening now at home in the reverse way. And we were a little bit tentative in the 4th to end, but then I think I was just so proud of the team for how we started the 5th set, who we were in the huddle even just before the set started, and kind of the energy we brought into that 5th set and showed. I think we hit over 300, so just really reset and went for it, and so it was a great test for us. That was fun. Saturday wasn't as fun, and UNC played really well. We had huge breakdowns, and that was that. So.
I'll open it to questions. I should mention that Sarina Moreno is the Defensive Player of the Week.
What up?
Allison, I guess what would kind of just be your evaluation of the team at this point in the season with quite a few conference wins under your belt?
Yeah, no, I think we're doing things offensively we've never done, which is really cool. When our first contact is solid, meaning in serve receive, when we're passing in a way where we at least have 2 attackers available, we're very, very offensive and very physical. I think the moments of exposure we saw this weekend were just in serve receive, where we'll have kind of multiple play breakdowns in a row, but those things are fixable with practice, with resiliency, just with making adjustments. So, I like where we're at, and I think our experience shows up in big ways too, where even in a match like NAU here, we had 2 sets that didn't particularly feel like us or feel good, and we're still, through experience and through maturity, able to reset back to ourselves. So I think really good things are happening. I'm really impressed with them, and so much hard work that they've put in since their freshman year is showing up in such cool ways, especially for someone like Sarina, this is her 5th year. So to see her process show up like this is really, really cool.
Yeah, Sarina, I just wanted to ask you, what's it been like? Because you've been here for so long. Do you see how good the team is this year? Obviously they get a best start in 20 years or more. But I guess what's it just been like for you to watch this team grow as it has?
It's been really exciting. Obviously, I've done a lot of work throughout the years to this program, putting in just a lot of hard work and effort. So it's nice to see that finally paying off. I think it's just been really fun. I don't know.
Sarina, kind of like Allison mentioned, this team does have a lot of experience, and it seemed to kind of help this team in non-conference. So are you noticing that as a player, just all the experience, the players back, a lot of that, minutes on the court? Have you noticed that this season just from a player's perspective?
Yeah, I think so. I think we have a lot of returners, a couple of freshmen playing on the court too, but I'm seeing a lot of the experience coming back, and it's not as hesitant on the court as maybe it would be if you had a lot of new people. So there's a lot of chemistry already built from past years, and you can definitely feel the experience. So,
Sarina, how did you find out that you were getting the Big Sky Player of the Week honor, and what does it feel like to have received it?
Allie texted me this morning while I was in my class, and I, as a bad student, read it. But I found out this morning just through a text, and it was exciting. I've never gotten that before in my 5 years, so first time. It's fun. I feel like it's pretty well deserved, so yeah.
And going back to Thursday's match, you dropped sets 3 and 4. Mm-hmm. You're obviously a veteran on this team. What was kind of the message in the huddle, and how do you think you were able to kind of help rally things going into that 5th set?
Right. I think we can get frantic in moments where it's just not helpful. So I like to just try to calm our team down and just take it back to the basics and what we need to focus on tactically kind of on the court. So I always just try to bring it back to volleyball basics and what we kind of need to do. And so I think that really helped. But
Allison, just to, when you think about what you've been building and now to, have leadership that you feel confident in moments like those, how helpful is it for you as a coach, and how nice is it to see it turn a match like it did on Thursday night?
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think, in the past couple of years, we've had returners and people with playing experience, but it's another thing to have true juniors and true seniors that just, you really don't have to say much to them. You kind of know they've got it, and you can't rush that either. You can't coach that. You can't rush that. It has to happen just through time on the court and time being tested on the court. And Sarina has been starting for 5 straight years, and more than anyone understands what it's like to be under pressure and what it's like to pull through under pressure. So I think it's freeing as a coach to just know you have like an assistant coach just on the court all the time, and someone who knows what to say and knows even more than me in the heat of the moment what the pulse of the team is, because I'm not out there. And so I think just the trust I have in Sarina and the work that she's done to establish the trust that the team has with her and her voice is pretty remarkable, and definitely it's changing our team, and it's a huge ingredient of why we're having so much more success this year than ever before.
When you come off a split weekend and off of the loss to Northern Colorado, what are maybe some of your immediate takeaways that, you got the win, but these are still some things to kind of keep improving on through conference? Was there any immediate takeaways from that?
Yeah, for sure. Northern Colorado is a good team, and then on that particular night played exceptionally well. And we talked about in the locker room wanting to be, we want the program to be in a place where when the top teams in our conference, who we want to be among, which we think we are among, when they're playing at their very best, we still want to be going point for point with them. We can't have moments when we're off and they're on, those types of things. We want those matches to be all-out brawls till the 5th set, till the end. So I think just when a team is coming at us with a ton of offensive weapons and feeling really in rhythm and in system, what are we doing to put pressure on the points that cause them to break down, which is what it felt like they did to us. And so really trying to identify, in volleyball, people talk a lot about like energy and blah, 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 but it's really just tactically little differences in how you put pressure on a team and how that sort of changes the quality of their contacts throughout rallies and throughout the course of a set. So again, I think the tendency after a loss like that is like, we got to want it more and, those things. And it's really just about organizing our game and like thinking through points in a way that allow our game to come through and be consistent, but also to get another team out of rhythm. So we focus on those things and knew we wanted to get back in the gym. That's the best feeling after a tough loss, is to just get back into the gym and enjoy like competing together and getting better together again. So yeah.
Guess just lastly, got another home weekend this weekend. Weber State, a team that's won several conference championships the last couple years, comes to town. Idaho State, probably the other team that was probably the biggest pleasant surprise during the early half of the season, along with Montana. So kind of what are you hoping to see out of this week and from your team, and just kind of what do you expect?
Yeah, it's another tough weekend. Our conference is wild, and everybody's good. So we welcome that, and we love that, and that's one of the best reasons to play in the Big Sky. So Weber's definitely, coming off of a recent history of really good volleyball and really competitive at the top of the conference and nationally. But they've got some new players in new positions, and they graduated some key players. And so I think there's times when they can be out of rhythm, and just their lack of experience in certain positions can show up. We want to capitalize and make sure our matchups exploit that. At the net and on defense, but we expect a battle, and they're always very physical, very disciplined, very well coached. So we're going to have to meet that and then maintain our offense. I think that was the biggest thing from this past weekend. We got to show up offensively. And then Idaho State has a new coach, new system, and it'll be a fun matchup with them too. And so they've had some great wins and had some momentum, and then they've had moments too of inconsistency as just a new team and a new structure and system. So I think the most consistent team will win, and I think the most offensive team will win. So we'll try to be both.